Hey, welcome back to Shay's Creations. Today I'm going to be trying the pool noodle flower ice dye. It's something new for me. This is my first time trying it. I thought I would do something kind of interesting by using these old cups to hold the pieces to help keep the dye colors separate, but it ended up being a lot more hassle. I think in the future I'm going to just stick to the rubber bands that everybody else usually uses, but you just need to in some way secure the shirt to the pool noodle. I cut them about 3 inches high, and these are using the smaller size pool noodles. I also bought the larger pool noodles, but they ended up being too large to fit multiple flowers onto one shirt. I put a small piece of balled up foil into the center of each flower. This just helps keep the center color from getting too crazy, although actually I kind of think that on the next attempt I'll try it without it because the color actually ended up not moving at all and the centers of the flowers were really tiny. Next, I'm just scrunching up the rest of the shirt that doesn't make the flowers. This part is going to be dyed green, and this is going to be kind of like the greenery of it. I'm just scrunching into the corner here to help keep it in that crumple pattern. And then I decided to use bronze to be the center of my sunflower. I think it could be kind of an interesting look to try it with different colored centers or maybe with adding some black in. Now for the flowers themselves, I'm going to be doing a mix of palomino gold and golden yellow. I didn't really measure here, I kind of just went half-half. And then I also mixed in some finely ground non-iodized salt to just help it spread better. I decided to do this one as a dye over ice, although in the future if I try it again, I will definitely be doing it as dye under ice because I don't really feel like the lines from the flower were very well defined. I used some magic tracks to help corral the ice for the background, which is going to be green, and then I'm going to start applying my dye. Now, I also have kind of a candid question here. If you've gotten this far in the video, are you a creator? Are you another tie-dye artist? Are you just somebody who just enjoys watching tie-dye? Like, how did you find me here? I'm still trying to figure out what kind of videos I'm going to be creating. The goal isn't really to be a content creator and more to be, I guess, get enough eyes on my Etsy shop that I could hopefully one day do it for a living. There are other creators that I follow, like Ceramics and Passionate Kelsey, where they share their process of making their products and through that have built their own communities. And I guess I'm just trying to figure out how I can turn, I guess, my products into similar content that could also promote my products mainly. I don't know. I know it's like they've been doing this for very many years, so obviously it takes a long time to build up that community and trust with people. And I guess I'm just trying to figure out, I guess, what my path is meant to be. Anyway, after putting the golden yellow and the palomino gold mix onto the flowers, I sprinkled some bright green over ice, and then I'm also going to be adding in avocado in there. That one didn't really come through very much. I really only see the bright green in the final product. This tool here is a powdered sugar duster, which is used by pastry chefs, but I found that it's pretty good at distributing dye. I either use this or a small sieve for spreading out the dye. You can also just mix in a little bit of non-iodized salt like I did with the palomino gold mix, but this one is good for if you're wanting to skip that step or if you don't want the ice to melt faster because of the salt. So after about 24 hours, I'm going to do a washout. I did steam this to help set the colors. Depending on the temperature of your area, you may want to do this to help set your colors, or if you're trying to rinse this out within about 24 hours, usually I would recommend ice dyeing for you to wait at least maybe 3 days after doing it, unless you do some sort of heat treatment. I'm going to have another video coming up soon that's going to show the steaming setup that I use for these. This one I just use a clothes steamer to heat it. The first round of rinse outs you want to do while the item is in the state that it was when you dyed it, if that makes sense. Like you don't want to unravel it yet. You don't want to start washing it in a tub because some of the colors can bleed into each other. You always want to do like a first rinse that's just with cold water just to get out most of the soda ash. The dyes won't really set as well if the soda ash isn't present. So as long as you wash that part out, you're gonna have a lot easier time of not having color transfer happening. I just washed this using just regular dish detergent first, just to do the initial rinse out. And then I'm going to also soak it a little bit and hand wash it before I throw it inside of the washing machine. As you can already see here, one of or two of the flowers, the centers kind of bled out. I'm not too sure why that happened. I think it's because the cups may have tipped over and caused it to pour out of the centers there. You can see that some of the centers are way smaller than they would be on a normal sunflower. So next time I do this, I'm gonna try not putting the foil piece. I think that actually caused the color to not run as much, so it made it stay in just like a tiny little dot. These actually kind of look like those little dwarf sunflowers, or I think that's what they're called. It's like the little fuzzy ones. I'll put a picture on screen. That being said, I'm pretty happy with the results. I wish it would stay this color again. Ice dyes are always a lot lighter than regular dyes, and the way that it looks when it's wet is always amazing. It always comes out a little bit more pastel once it's dry. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think and if I should try this again. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you haven't.